We're going to move into warrior one. So we'll just rotate around. Take your right foot over to the right so that your hips are square and your feet are parallel to each other and they're about hips width. Okay, if you have more flexibility in your body, you might want to go heel to heel, right? But my experience is most people need a little bit more help with their balance, and it's better to have your feet wider because our hips are tight. We're going to bend our right knee, and here, if our hands are on our hips, we can feel and notice if we're letting the back kind of sway. So try to anchor through that tailbone just like we did in the beginning of our practice, and then reach your arms up towards the ceiling, palms face each other. Again, try not to grip the floor with the front toes, but spread the toes wide. Feel that tailbone lengthen to the floor so we get this really nice stretch through that front of the left thigh. If you like, you can press the palms together, maybe lift the chest and look up. And then inhale, lift the head and open the arms, straightening the front leg. Rotate around, hands to the hips. Adjust your feet so that, again, your left foot's going to go to the left of center and your hips square to the other edge. You're just going to go back and forth here. Back leg stays straight. And again, this foot's turned at a 45-degree angle so that my toes are closer to my body than my heel. So I can press into that heel and the outer edge of my foot without hurting my knee. Reach your arms up towards the sky and feel a great stretch through that hip flexor. Working that front knee, dropping it down towards the floor, and maybe pressing the palms together. Lifting up, maybe lifting the head, reaching through the fingers, pressing the palms, breathe. Lift the head, look forward. And then open the arms as you stretch to the side. Now let's line the feet up so they're right across from one another. And then we're going to rotate the toes to point to one end of the mat. The other foot turns in. If we look down at the feet, heel and arch line up. And we're going to bend that knee just like we did in side angle. And just bend down. Reach the arms out shoulder height, right? So that we don't have one arm higher than the other. Reach out and then look out over your right fingertips and work into the pose by letting that knee soften. And again, the toes are relaxed and the face is relaxed. Right? And we just feel nice and strong and stable. Shoulders right over the hips. Breathe. On an in-breath, straighten your leg, rotate around so that we go to the other side. We're going to bend that left knee, tailbone heavy, arms reaching out, shoulder height, palms down. And really reach through those fingers. Look out over your left fingertips and breathe. And straighten that leg, hands to the hips, and draw the feet a little bit closer to each other, heel toe, and then to a place where you can lift them up and give them a little shake so that you can stand with your feet pretty close to one another, about hips width, right? Ground through your feet, maybe bend your knees a couple times, and then gaze straight out to the horizon, right out of the eye socket. We're coming into tree pose, and we're going to shift more into the right foot than the left. So sometimes it's nice to have the hands on the hips so that we can feel if the pelvis stays level, because sometimes we lift a hip up higher. So let's keep our hands here today and then get lighter and lighter on the left foot until the foot hovers off the floor. All right, if we can balance here, we can connect the foot to the shin bone or the calf, and then work on opening the knee to the side, but again, without lifting this hip up. So feel like this sit bone is anchored into the floor as you open the knee, and you'll feel the same kind of feeling we felt earlier in Warrior 2 or in side angle. If you have more openness in your hip and you want to go deeper, you just take that foot to the inner thigh. What we don't want to do is push on the knee sideways. We always want to have the foot on a bone. And pelvis is nice and level. And then maybe the hands come in front of the heart in prayer. Or maybe we extend them up towards the ceiling. And then breathe deep, full breaths. Right. And if you fall out, which everybody does, just come back to it. And do your best to work through all the different phases of the pose rather than popping back up to right where you were. Okay, do the work. Balance and breathe. And then release. Hands down, feet down, and pause in mountain pose. And we'll move to the other side. Just gonna like my hands on my hips because I can feel where I'm at with it. And then shift into the left foot, get lighter on the right. And then we can connect that foot and shin or calf and or take it to the upper inner thigh. That's it. And hands can come in front of the heart. And we can extend the arms towards the ceiling if you'd like. And breathe big. We release the hands back down in front of the chest, and then take the feet back down into prayer.